Ian claims natty.
I'm a 20-year-old natural calisthenics athlete.
There's absolutely no way he's natural. I mean, look at him. Is Ian Barsigal, a guy who's been training calisthenics for the last 8 to 10 years at a high level, really natural? Well, in this video, I'm going to be reacting to a video made by Hard Gainers and just try to see what he has to say and whether or not it makes sense. What's good, everybody? Cobra Trains here, and for those who are new to the channel, I'm just another calisthenics guy who's been doing it for the last five to 6 years now. So I'm gonna just put it out there, I don't really care about these natty or not videos, but this particular video came across my timeline, and I'm a guy who actually likes to watch Ian Barsigal. We actually follow each other on TikTok, so he's a guy I respect, and apparently the boy respects me too. But with that being said, I personally don't care whether or not Ian is natural or not. I'm more so trying to come at this video with the angle of helping y'all understand which influencers to kind of look up to in terms of what's realistic to attain, whether it's strength or the bare basics of like the physiques. So yeah, I've definitely been inspired by Ian when it comes to just looking muscular, being lean, and being really strong, whether it's at weighted calisthenics, the skills aspects of calisthenics. So I'm going to be looking at this video as objectively as possible and putting all biases to the side. So let me stop yapping and let's get right into it.
If you can't read, Ian in this video is 90 kg and the men's physique champion is 85 kg. Ian is literally mogging the men's physique competitor. More of a reason to suspect Ian Barsigal of being a juicy natty. The comments are also in disbelief at Ian's size.
Bro, you're huge for calisthenics. Only calisthenics? No weights?
Ian is clearly using the name of calisthenics to help himself grow, since no calisthenic athlete looks like this, and I would be right.
The original creator, him saying, since no calisthenics athlete looks like this, and I would be right. And he's probably talking more so about just his overall physique, how lean he is, how muscular he is, and the strength that he currently has. I'm going to be like, really, does no calisthenic athlete look like Ian Barsigal? Is that really what he's trying to say? And what I just shown was just a few examples, all who are guys who primarily train calisthenics and everything under the umbrella of training that way, whether it's weighted calisthenics, ring training, skill training, static training, you name it. So pretty much the notion that you can't get a muscular and lean physique at a elitist level in terms of strength is just it's just not a good argument. I'm not gonna lie to him, which honestly is a misconception I believe that a lot of people have centered around calisthenics, and it really just boils down to the lack of knowledge in calisthenics programming and understanding how to implement standard strength and hypertrophy based training through the use of calisthenic movements. It's the same formula that bodybuilders approach. You're just applying that formula differently by adjusting the variables, aka the exercises and ways to implement progressive overload. But let me not just ramble too much about this particular topic, but come on now, guys, like those who are watching this, like agree or disagree, but this isn't enough or compelling information to kind of just say that Ian is not natural, because apparently he just doesn't look like the type of person to obtain that feat of strength or that muscularity and leanness through the use of calisthenics, when I just shown just a few examples right then and there. And I'm sure for those who are watching can name even better examples or similar examples in the comments. So let me know in the comments down below who is actually someone that y'all deem as natural or has been openly saying that they're natural and they do calisthenics and they have a similar physique to Ian. I'm really curious to know. But with that being said, let's look a little bit closer into how Ian actually trained and how he obtained this impossible physique.
There's no calisthenic athlete that looks this big and is this strong. And as you can see in every video, he makes sure to remind you that he is 188 centimeters, 90 kg. Wait, natty as well, of course.
So it looks like the creator of this video is really pushing forth the notion that, one, there's no one who has this muscular physique with this level of strength through calisthenics naturally, which I've just shown already. And let's bring home the topic of his height and weight, which if we look at his actual TikTok bio, it says 6'2" and 210 pounds. Now, I'm not sure how up to date this information is, but the original content creator's video indicated that he was 180 centimeters and 90 kgs. So y'all can do the conversion rate on that. But it pretty much, to my knowledge, indicates that he's like 5'11", and 90 kg is about like 100 and like 90-ish pounds, give or take. Like I said, y'all do the calculations on that. But I personally don't have an issue with the weight, as anybody's weight can easily fluctuate between like 10 to 15 pounds throughout the year, whether they're going through a bulking cycle or a cutting cycle. It's not really that big of an issue. It's just the height. I feel like that's a bigger role to play in regards to the attainability of Ian's physique and how he appears to be muscular, his leanness, and how that all attributes to just what the original content creator is saying, like it's not obtainable, right? So I'm gonna bring a very similar example. We got Daniel Vadnal, who is currently 6 foot or 6'1", based off the sources that I've saw. And he weighs anywhere between 185 pounds to about 190 pounds. Now, the only real big difference here is that the fact that Ian is just a slightly heavier and slightly taller guy than Daniel. And in terms of strength, I'd say that Ian has Daniel beat in terms of weighted calisthenics, but from a pure bodyweight perspective, I say that they're pretty much on the same level of strength. They can both do straddle planches, do multiple handstand push-ups with ease, front lever, one-arm pull-ups, and more. So no, it's not impossible to achieve a physique that's muscular, lean, and also reach elite level of strength, especially with the fact that both Ian and Daniel have been training, to my knowledge and sources, for at least a decade, or around a decade at the bare minimum. When you have that level of knowledge and you've been consistent for that duration of time, it makes so much more sense for you to be better and be more conditioned than the majority of people who do train calisthenics, right? You're pretty much the 1% of calisthenics. So what does that 1% will look like? It's going to look like the best, right? Hence why they're considered like elite level athletes. Let's kind of bring it home with what I'm doing. I've only been doing calisthenics for the last 5 to 6 years and taking my whole training, fitness, journey experience for that duration of time. And I'm not going to say that I have similar physiques, but I'm not too far off, right? And I will say that my weighted calisthenics strength isn't either too far off as well. But what is a clear difference is that they're obviously leaner than me, because I just naturally like to be a little bit on the flubbier side, but I'm not too flubby, right? Flubby, is that even a word, or is it chubby? Anyways, y'all get what I'm trying to say. Secondly, another big difference between them and me is that I've only been training for half their amount of time of doing calisthenics. So me doing like 5 to 6 years, them doing anywhere between like 8 to 10 years, like that's only half the amount of time, right? So the fact that I've seen this much results in half the amount of time, and I'm not too far off, objectively speaking, it kind of goes to show, and of course I'm natural, right? It kind of goes to show that it's just a matter of like having the right knowledge, applying it perfectly or consistently, and doing it for an X amount of time. So yeah, it's like that notion of you can be muscular, strong, and also lean through the use of calisthenics is just not a good argument in my personal opinion. But y'all let me know what y'all think.
In this photo, it's very clear he has very good bicep genetics, and over the years, it becomes even more apparent. Like, damn.
16 years old, you already had holy soyo check out that dude's biceps arms.
He was doing dips as heavy as 40 kg, which was what he originally weighed. Despite being considered too tall for calisthenics, he was beginning to surpass people who've been in the sports for years. His progress could be attributed to the fact that he would always reach out to more experienced athletes and grab advice from them.
Okay, so let's talk about the first point that he made about Ian's biceps. And I 100% agree with what the original creator said, that he has great bicep development. I mean, we can clearly see that the dude has, well, these sized biceps as a youngin, like no cap. Unless the bro was taking like gear, he was blasting that as an early age, but I highly doubt that. Because one, you can tell that the dude was like extremely lean. Like this dude has 6-pack and gills at like 14 years old, right? And a pretty well shaped bicep. So that just shows that he has a genetical advantage than most when it comes to, one, his leanness, and two, the insertions around his biceps. And I'd even say he has even great chest genetics as well, but that could be left for a different discussion, because I'm not here to like pick and pinpoint his physiques and his genetics. I'm just trying to state the facts from what we see, you get me? But let's continue to take a deeper look in regards to the rest of Ian's transformation progress.
At 17, Ian looks like he's made the most out of his newbie gains, but after 18 is where the things get out of hand. Instead of slowing down, he explodes in size, looks fuller, bigger, and gets even stronger. I do think his better diet and training contribute to his unbelievable growth.
Man, it's like the creator just doesn't hear what he's saying. Like, we understood that Ian has great genetics, and that plays a big role in terms of how fast you can progress and the end results of your physique and strength potential. But the fact that the creator mentioned that Ian's growth after 18 years old, to which assume his current age is about 21 to 22 years old now, apparently his progress doesn't look naturally attainable. But here's the thing. He said himself, Ian takes better care of his nutrition from the years of between 18 to now 22 years old. And the fact that the original creator mentioned that he is around those who are very knowledgeable in regards to calisthenics training, gymnastic style training, just goes to show that by Ian implementing better nutrition, continuously seeking knowledge to apply better training to his physique, his feat of strength, and doing it at a still relatively young age, because let's not say that 18 to 22 is old. Like, you can still grow naturally. Like, that's a whole different growth spurt right there into maturity, right? How is that not naturally attainable? Like, I'm just like, the bro is not hearing himself. Like, with all due respect, bro, like, if you're 18 years old and you're doing like 8 out of 10 level worth of nutrition and great training, like, you're bound to grow, especially when you're doing all the right things. Like, I know when I took my nutrition more seriously, bro, my physique exploded. I became just naturally more leaner. I built muscle much quicker because I was getting enough protein. I was eating enough calories to actually sustain my body's needs to go through that muscle building process. Like, everything just makes sense, particularly because he started off at a great point already, leanness and muscle insertion wise. So it just makes sense that as you improve your nutrition and improve your training, you're just going to improve the body. Ian's only 22 years old, so it's not like he maxed out his physique potential. Like, he is probably close to maxing it out, but the years between 18 to 22, there's a lot of room for improvement, and he definitely did improve, right? I actually found a video of Ian speaking about his genetics and his nutrition a little, so let's take a closer look at that.
Good diet, I will admit, perfect genetics, because not everyone can achieve the results I achieved in 3 years. Even if you work hard and you know everything about diet, even this is not enough. It's genetics as well. And yeah, sleep well. By the way, about the sleep quickly.
So in the end, I believe that the creator, in my most humble and respectful opinion, just doesn't understand and grasp the process of training calisthenics like a bodybuilder, like a powerlifter, and what you could do with your body, right? I think there's just a lack of knowledge in regards to calisthenics training from the original creator, which is why he's making these accusations. Because in the end, he does say that Ian is not natural, and he still does have respect for Ian. He says that he pushed forth a big wave of calisthenic enthusiasts, whether it's young cats, older cats. Like, Ian definitely has made an impact in the calisthenics scene. So I'm glad that the original creator actually brings that up and he respects him for that particular notion. But my whole point of this video isn't really to talk about whether or not Ian's natural or not. It's just more so coming at an angle that Ian's physique is naturally attainable. Now, no, you're not going to look exactly like Ian because there are genetical advantages that he has. But let's say for me, I have genetical advantages in my back. So you might not look the same as me either because you might not have the same genetical advantages. But that applies with me not looking like Ian because I don't got the same genetical advantages with my biceps, right? And also, this could be maybe a whole different video too that I can save. The fact that Ian says all he does to grow his biceps is just weighted pull-ups leads me to wonder that, yeah, he isn't really training his biceps as effectively as possible, but was still able to grow his biceps by indirectly growing them with the pull-ups. Because if we all know the pull-ups is going to be more biased for the back, not the biceps. If you wanted to grow the biceps and he said, let's say he says chin-ups, and I would probably agree and respect the fact that, okay, he grew his biceps with chin-ups, not just pull-ups. But because he only says he grew his biceps with pull-ups, I'm like, all right, bro, just got blessed with blessed genetics for his biceps. So that's part why he just doesn't need to train his biceps as much or as effectively as possible. But like I said, that could be a whole different video that I don't want to like get into right now. But back to my original point, Ian's physique is very much so attainable if you put at least 3 to 5 years of training, solid knowledge in regards to calisthenic training, strength programming, and also taking care of your nutrition, getting your calories, getting your proteins, all that good stuff, and being consistent pretty much. You can have a physique similar to Ian, not exactly like him, but just similar to him, right? But hey, what do I know? If you want to see more content like this, be sure to follow me, man. I'm the Toby Fitness guy out here, no cap.
Cobra Trains, he's up next. Make sure y'all subscribe to him. He's number one out here.
He's the toughest fitness guy out here.